Good morning and welcome to Morning Moments. Thank you for joining us today, whatever platform you're on, and however and whenever you're watching this. Thank you so much. Today, I have a full partner with Maverick uh, Marketing, Advertising, and Public Relations. I've known her for quite a while. We've served in the same church several years ago, and it's my privilege to bring Taylor Waldron to Morning Moments. Welcome, Taylor.
Hey, how are you doing? Thank you so much for having me on.
So let me ask you, we happen to be in the same city. This doesn't happen too often, but let me just ask you, what do you do and why do you do it?
Well, I am now a full-time partner at Maverick Marketing, as you mentioned. Um, Here at Maverick, we do a bunch of different things. We love to we do promotion, we do advertising, we do websites, we do videos, you name it, full service. And I think really what got me into that, our client list tends to be heavy on nonprofits. And I went to school for IT, thinking I was going to get into the IT field. It was going to grow, it was going to burst. And this is, it's a growing field. You're going to make tons of money. And after I took my first IT class, I thought, this is way out of my league. I don't know if I can do it. But I continued with it because my scholarship at the time was for computer science or IT. And it was a significant chunk. And I thought, well, let me just stick with it and I'll take some extra marketing classes on the side. And ended up falling in love with marketing, ended up falling in love with IT, which is a total God thing. And I think in retrospect, that's why God kind of gave me that scholarship for IT, because he knew that I could still use this in my career in marketing. And he wanted me to stick with it because he knew I'd get a little nervous in the middle of it all. But I minored in graphic design because my passion now is making websites and making them pretty, functional and pretty. Back when I was in school, their websites were either really flashy, really pretty, or they functioned really well. There wasn't a lot that was kind of combining those two, and that was my passion at the time. And now, 11, almost 12 years later, obviously technology changes a ton. So there's a lot of websites that caught up. I've been able to get into this marketing field using my skills in IT and graphic design to really promote our clients, who typically are nonprofits. We have some for-profit organizations that we work with, but locally here we work with companies like Virginia Symphony, Roanoke Symphony, Virginia Opera. So we have a lot of performing arts. We have foundations like Sandler Center Foundation and Access College Foundation. And what makes that work so rewarding is that I don't feel like I'm just promoting a pair of Nike shoes at the end of the day. I'm not just promoting something that people desire to want and need. I am promoting a cause, something that makes an impact on this world. So, with Access College Foundation, it helps kids get to college. With Virginia Symphony and Roanoke Symphony, there's all these educational programs that come with it that inspire kids to get into the arts. So it's fun when you have a variety of things you get to work on, but it's making a difference and an impact at the end of the day. And I think that's really where my heart and my passion is making an impact at the end of the day. And I've been able to take those skills too. And my family and I ended up starting at Maverick Marketing as a junior partner, working for my mom and our business partner. And I've recently made full partner, which has been wonderful. It's been a blessing. But because I work so closely with family doing this, and I work with my dad too, we're all very website and advertising marketing minded. And through that, we have come up with our own little passion project called gracegrenade.com. And I think this is where I feel in my spirit at the most peace. I love what my day job is. I feel like I'm making a difference, but where I find my full fulfillment is working on gracegrenade.com. Why we call it Grace Grenade is really cool. It's an analogy, a revelation that my dad had. He said, because we all had this epiphany around the same time. There's this book called Destined to Reign by Joseph Prince. And that's when we all read it, we passed it on to the next family member because we all had that aha moment after we read it. And really, the Grace Grenade comes from once you have this revolution of how big grace is, and you'll never stop having these little mini micro revelations, because you think you have grace until you get yet another revelation of how good God is and how much he loves you. But my dad said, it's like pulling a pin out of a grenade. Once that pin is out, you cannot go back, and it explodes in your life, and you see his grace everywhere. You read the Bible different, and you read about his love and his grace for you in places that you never saw before. I was rereading verses and going, did that say that before? Is this a different version? It's just funny how you see absolutely how much God loves you, and it's not based on your performance. He died on the cross for us before we even existed. He knew our life. He knew the choices we were going to make. And yet he still died for us because he loved us that big. So why do I think I can add anything else to this journey? What I'm supposed to do is rest in him, rest in his love for me. And it's like the proverbial, you put on, you're in an airplane and the mask come down, you're supposed to put it on yourself before you can put it on someone else. I think a lot of times we forget to put on the mask ourselves in our spiritual walk, and we think we need to do more and do more. And really what we're supposed to do is put on that mask first, realize and focus on God and his love for me first. And when you have that revelation, the natural byproduct is to love on other people. The natural byproduct is to go out and do his will. The natural byproduct is just to love bigger on the people around you, because when you realize how much you were saved by grace, you want to share that good news with other people. So that's why how this project came about, is just continuing to share that grace revelation. And we call it Grace Grenade, and it's a website that's just a collection of messages and songs and TV shows and books that all point to God's grace and his love for us. That's unfiltered of legalism. We are still building up our library of stuff. We released it last year. We launched the site last year. But the cool thing about it is how God has brought me on this journey. He kept me as an IT major when I was thinking about, bailing out from that. If I had done that, I don't know if I would be making websites today. I don't know if I would have been able to create this Grace Grenade website to be a platform for this grace message. And through that, I don't know if I would have gotten into the marketing like I have, or the graphic design, to be able to build the resources and assets needed for the website. I've now dipped into videography for our clients here, and I'm able to use those skills to create videos for this website. So it's fun looking back on the journey, seeing where we've gone. Dad's had this Grace Grenade domain for, I want to say he's probably had it, I think, like 10 years, and we did nothing with it. We just knew we wanted to do something with that because there was something there. So it's kind of fun being in this time during the pandemic. Is really when we were in lockdown, that time really gave us the inspiration to go ahead and get started on this Grace Grenade.
You've been seeing the websites down below, and some graphics about Grace Grenade and other things that Taylor has been doing in their organization. I want you to follow through with that and watch and check out that. As you were talking, I was thinking that with grace, and I've said this often with love, sometimes we don't think God really loves us because of what we did, or we try to gain more love by our works.
Right.
And
Exactly.
somehow God will love us more if we do all these things.
Right.
God doesn't love you any more or any less than he does right this second. And there's
Absolutely.
nothing we could do to gain more love, but because God is love. So once we get that revelation that's where grace and love comes in together.
And how freeing is that too? That
absolutely.
The condemnation is gone, so you're free to do everything you want to do. And when you fall, the condemnation is gone, so you're free to get back up and continue on.
Right. I want you to follow up with her. Go ahead and check out the information that she has. Get a hold of them if you have need of any of their services, or you want to know more about Grace Grenade and the books and the products and things that you'll see there. More important than all of that, as we end this interview, I want you to take a few minutes and pray for Taylor. Pray that God would use her in a great and mighty way. She needs your prayers, and you need to practice, folks. So pray that God would bless her. Thank you so much for being part of Morning Moments today.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed my time. Thank you so much for including me today.
You're more than welcome. Please pass this interview on to others, and keep coming back if you would. for some more morning moments, and may God richly bless you.